I'm your host, Leanne, and this is my lovely co-host, Alan. Welcome.
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 We are here
Dankeschön.
with Chorizo Languages. We're here with our reactions to the WWE Premium Live Event Hell in a Cell.
It's that Bray Wyatt thing, isn't it? With the Wyatt family, when they make that noise, and then you do blah at the end. It's that blah.
Oh, that's it.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
Maybe the Wyatts are coming back.
Oh.
So, this is a Premium Live Event Hell in a Cell.
WrestleMania Hell in a Cell.
WrestleMania Hell in a Cell, as we've discussed in our predictions video. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. It's very WrestleMania-y, I think. Lots of rematches, or at least sort of adapted rematches.
There's only 2 matches on this entire card that haven't got some sort of semblance to a WrestleMania match.
Yeah. But that's fine. So, let's get right into it, shall we?
Yes, let's.
So, we were quite surprised to see that the first match was one of the 2 championship matches on the card.
And the only women's match.
Get it over early. Get it over early. We don't care about the women. That's not me. That's
WWE. That right.
So we had Asuka versus Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship. I mean, it's alright. Pretty good match.
It was alright. It was a good opener. Yeah, it was a good opener.
I always start with, it's alright. I mean, considering how like the women's matches have been going recently, I think this was pretty decent. We did get to see all 3 of the women showcasing their skills, and which is it's what we want. It's what we like. What we don't want is the ending that happened. I've written down, not to do with the ending, a wild Bianca appears. I can't exactly remember what it was about, but I think she sort of like...
She went to break up a pin or something, I think, or was it?
Yes.
Or someone wrote, yeah, and she just ended up trying
She like jumped in from the top rope or something, landed on like all 4s. It didn't have any impact to what was happening, but she apparently hurt her wrist because she was like...
It might have been when Asuka had the Asuka lock on Becky Lynch, and the commentators are like, "Oh, Becky's feeding." No, she's not, mate. She's getting up.
It wasn't.
And then Bianca appears, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
No, because the Asuka lock tends to be.
Yeah.
But she was like,
something.
Nowhere near it, Corey Graves. Nowhere near it, mate.
I don't know what
she's feeding. For. 2 seconds later, Becky's on her feet lifting Asuka up. It's like, well, that doesn't look like fading to me, pal. I
found quite a few times during this PLE that they were calling things prematurely. Like, I can't remember what match it was, but it was like bouncing someone off the announcer's desk, but they hadn't bounced off the announcer's desk because they stopped themselves because they were countering it.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, they bounced them off the announcer's desk.
No,
and
didn't.
What a counter. Got that wrong. It was something off. Something off a lot in this.
And unfortunately, it wasn't even Pat McAfee because he didn't appear. Otherwise, I'd be having my Pat McGaff's segment.
Yeah. Pat McGaff's minus the Pat.
No Pat McGaff this month.
Nope. Yeah, so we'll get to the ending then.
Yeah.
So Becky does a manhandle slam on Asuka.
Yeah.
Covers her, but the worst cover I've seen. It's what we think is that Bianca Belair was meant to come in was off her cue, so Becky was never meant to get a pin.
She kind of looked like she was, you know, like when you're sleeping on a hot summer's night and you've got your partner beside you in bed.
Yeah.
And you kind of want to not let them know that you're there. So instead of sort of hugging or cuddling into them, you just sort of drape an arm over.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was.
I mean,
it was a hot summer's night cover.
The laziest cover of all laziest covers. But yeah, Bianca does eventually make her cue and get into the ring, throws Becky out, pins Asuka for the 3 count to win. which means Asuka was down for at least a 5 count, probably 6 really.
Yeah, easy.
And
way to make her look weak.
After one move, yeah, bad ending.
Awful ending.
Terrible ending. And considering, for the most part, the match was a good one, it was a letdown.
I get the feeling that Bianca should have been there sooner.
Yeah.
And that's where the sloppy cover came from. I get the feeling it should have been slam and instantly in there to grab Becky Lynch off.
Or like, as she was going for the pin then.
Well, she would be on top of her anyway, because that's the manhandle slam. It's like the rock bottom.
So yes, it didn't quite pay off the way they wanted, presumably. But, I mean, Bianca Belair retains the Raw Women's Championship.
Yeah, are we doing a video?
He's so tired of it. Yeah, I think we both... Did we both?
Nope.
No, I didn't, did I? I went for the wishful thinking pick.
Yeah. So you went for Asuka.
Yeah.
And I think you said she would pin Becky.
Yes, that's right.
I said that Bianca was going to win and she was going to pin Asuka.
And you were exactly
And I was double correct. So now Becky Lynch and Bianca will be fighting each other at Money in the Bank, most likely. Or they might string it out to SummerSlam. So it'll be a whole year of this...
WrestleMania match.
WrestleMania, SummerSlam. Well, no, because last year at SummerSlam, Becky Lynch returned and beat Bianca Belair for the title. Mm-hmm. So at that point, it will be an entire year. And it's just like, well, no.
A whole year of the same match over and over again.
Yeah, yawn.
Yeah, okay. We then had a good old package.
Are you ready for recaps?
Let's learn about Roman Reigns.
Must we?
No. I've written Roman Reigns package, yawn. Ooh, we've seen it before. We've seen it all before. We don't need it. It's just padding the time.
I don't acknowledge Roman Reigns.
But there we go. Then we had a backstage segment with MVP and Omos chatting about the match to come. And then Cedric Alexander comes in talking strategy, like, yeah, we're going to do this. You do this and you do this, and then I'll go and do this. And MVP straight up tells him, no, Hurt Business is dead. We want nothing to do with you. Bye-bye.
And then Omos got kind of intimidating with his pouty face.
Get out of here. So Cedric is standing there like, you have made a powerful enemy this day.
I will get you, mark my words. Because like Cedric's really short and Omos is like...
He's quite short. But he's not really short, but compared to Omos, everyone's short.
I think he's like, I need to do a promo with Omos. Can someone get me a ladder? I need a ladder over here.
Then we had probably the most bizarre thing of the night. And a full-length rap from MVP just about the whole situation with Lashley, like telling the story. Yeah. And it ended with, on the screen, Full Mighty. a bit weird. I know MVP's like, he's done rap before, isn't he? He's
not
done stuff.
That I know of.
And so something about...
I mean, he's got a rap sheet. Ooh!
It's in the past. It's in the past.
I thought that was clever.
I mean, there was some clever stuff in this rap. Segue.
But... Yo, listen! Was it as good as the Acclaimed?
I hate it so much.
Scissor me, daddy.
It does. It feels like that's what they're going for with like the style of the rap was like they say a line and then say an insult sort of thing. It's the same kind of pattern to it.
Isn't that what rap is though?
But this is like
crap.
It's like rap.
I'm gonna throw back to the old WCW here with Kurt Hennig, and I can't remember the stable he was in, but he was in part of this like country western kind of singers group kind of thing. And the thing was, if you put the letter C in front of the word rap, you get what I think of it. Rap is crap. And I think they even did a song called Rap is Crap.
Oh my goodness.
And it was a Western song. I'll have to see if I can find it and show you.
So cheesy.
I don't think I'll be able to use it because it's obviously copyrighted.
Yeah.
But I'll have to show you that. And obviously if you Google it, Rap is Crap WCW, you'll probably find it on the old Tube of You.
Yeah, most likely. So after the amazing lyrical stylings of MVP...
Listen!
We have the match, which is Bobby Lashley versus MVP and Omos.
Well, I'm technically not wrong.
Technically not wrong. This is a handicap match, 2 against 1.
They're not both legal at the same time,
no,
though. It's like a traditional tag, yeah.
But you get the benefit of you've always got a fresh man in the corner, sort of thing. I've written here...
Omos looked stoned out of his brains.
MVP good. MVP good.
Okay.
Lashley good.
Yeah.
Omos big. I feel like that sums it up.
It does. It really does.
MVP and Lashley are just like great. They're killing it. But Omos is just like, I am a big man. I will do big man things.
For someone like MVP who's not really been in the ring much recently and who hasn't had a full-time in-ring career in quite a few years, he's still got it. Fair play to him. I'll give him credit for that.
He's been keeping up
I'll give him
with
credit.
like everything.
I wonder if he heads on the performance center now and again to...
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, he has to keep in ring shape if he's not going to get back in the ring and be green as anything, you know. It's good.
Yeah, fair play to him.
But like you were saying, Omos did look a bit...
Out of it.
Whether it was lack of sleep or something else. Don't know.
I reckon it's those hotel beds. They're probably like 6'5".
Yeah.
And he's there and he's dangling his legs off the edge of the bed.
There's got to be like hotels near big arenas that are built for wrestlers that have at least one room that's got big enough for a 7-footer.
You think they would? Because the basketball is really big in America, and a lot of basketball players tend to be sort of 6'10", 7 foot.
At least like king size beds that you can lay across diagonally if you're tall or something.
and sort of corner to corner.
Yeah.
God, that must be weird.
It's got to be something because if he had to sleep on a normal sized bed, no wonder he was out of it. It did show for some of his moves.
I mean, even sort of standing in the ring when he was first there, he sort of had a pouty face on, and his eyes were like.
Yeah, it's like.
It's like what?
I don't know if he was trying to look intimidating or.
It didn't really work. If you want to look intimidating as a big man, do the wide eyes, the crazy eyes.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Well, we get interference in this match.
Yeah. Barely.
Cedric Alexander.
Oh, bless his cotton socks.
You've made a powerful enemy this day. In he comes. Tries to attack Omos.
Off the top rope.
Like an idiot. And then gets like spotted away. And
it's like you see a fly buzzing around your living room and you just go...
Like he felt that was going to...
You kind of caught him and tried to dump him over the top rope, but the ropes kind of held him a little bit. And he kind of like... until Omos kind of tipped him out.
But following that, Bobby Lashley gets a hurt lock on MVP, who taps out. So Bobby wins, which I suppose was a surprise to some.
Not us, because we both got that one right.
We both got it right.
Boom. And I actually put in here as well, Cedric involvement, so I must have predicted Cedric's involvement.
Yeah, you were very right.
But I can't remember if that was in collusion with Omos and MVP, though. I can't remember what I said.
I don't know. You wrote down Cedric interference and you were correct, so extra points for you.
Home run.
So Bobby went out to do a sort of victory lap. And he took a fan's championship belt. Like replica.
Yeah, that was weird.
Presumably announcing his intention to challenge for the championship. But a little bit, you just took some fan stuff.
He kissed it as well.
You meant to give the fan stuff, not take stuff from them. And let's just hope that it found its way back to the right person. I'm sure it did. I bet security were all over making sure... They can be sued for stealing someone's thing. Those things are not cheap.
One other thing with this match was they did the whole going through the barricade again, I think.
Oh, yeah, they did. And they replayed it like 4 times.
And one other thing I noticed was MVP's gear still has the Punisher skull.
Yes, it does.
From the, it's like, it's the Netflix series skull, because there's different variations of that skull. Whereas Marvel themselves have distanced themselves from that because of the
it's being used in other contexts.
I'm gonna say it. Right-wing nut jobs have been using the skull as a symbol.
Yeah.
Even Marvel have distanced themselves from it. They changed the Punisher skull, and it looks horrific.
Yeah, it does. Maybe MVP's got some copyright on a slightly adapted version, or just
it's the exact one from the Netflix series. They wouldn't. So I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Anyway,
it's fine.
Anyway.
So that was that match. Ooh, whizzing through.
Whoop.
We then had an ad for Money in the Bank.
Which is no longer in a stadium.
No longer in a stadium. I think we talked about that, didn't we? Yeah. They haven't mentioned in these ads the sort of what you get for winning it, like they did before.
They haven't directly referenced anything about that. It's been still left up in the air.
Yeah, so we're still speculating.
Now that we are post Hell in a Cell, I'd imagine we'll get something tonight on Raw.
On Raw.
Maybe.
So we'll find out whether it's for a WrestleMania match or not. And we'll I mean, they're still pushing the briefcase in the advert in the promos and stuff. They were pushing a briefcase when they were saying it was for a WrestleMania match.
True. This is true.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Next match.
Unless maybe they're going the long way about this, right? Okay, just a quick sidebar.
Okay.
So the point where you get the WrestleMania match is because you have the briefcase, and like. I think the stats are like 8 out of 10 cash-ins get the gold. So I guess if you cash in, you're gonna potentially be a higher chance of being at the headline of WrestleMania. Maybe.
I was thinking that you get the briefcase and you can either cash it in before WrestleMania, or if you still got it, then you get a WrestleMania headliner spot. That'd be terrible, but I'm trying to work out how it would work in my head, and it doesn't. So, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens versus Ezekiel. This whole thing. It's going on for so long, I'm sorry. Okay. This was a pretty good match.
Kevin carried it.
Kevin was really good. And Ezekiel does have skills and...
No. Elias has skills. His younger brother is greener than baby doo-doo.
Okay. Well, it just shows that they're definitely different people then, right?
No. He's cut all his hair off and his beard off.
That was the source of his power.
Is it Samson? Is it Samson? Yeah. That was the source of his wrestling talent.
Oh my goodness. So you had lots of crowd interaction in this one, like chants of he's Elias
no, he's
with
not.
The other half. No, he's not. Lots of Zeke chants. It's like,
I think they've even started to speak with Zeke chant at one point.
I think so. Like the whole crowd is invested in this storyline one way or another. Either they're so fed up with it that they're like, he's Elias, or they're like, no, we're going to go with it, he's Ezekiel.
Do you think Ezekiel's going to become the next Roman Reigns, where they jam him down their throat so much, and then he becomes world champion for like 700 days?
No, I don't, but...
Or do you think in the next couple of months he's going to be chasing that 24/7 title run?
Oh, that's much more likely. That actually, I can see that happening. Yeah. I mean, there were some close calls where I couldn't quite tell who was going to win, I think, on this one. It was a bit scary. But, yeah, I mean, Kevin Owens got him in the end.
Yep, my boy Kev, big KO.
Yeah. What was it? Ezekiel was climbing the ropes to do something, and then Kevin kicked him. I think he did, like, the diving kick that he does. Can't remember entirely.
I think he just sort of, I think he just managed to kick him when he was on top of the ropes, like a super kick almost.
And then he did that. Is it the buckle bomb?
Yeah, the cannonball.
The cannonball.
Buckle bomb is a power bomb into the turnbuckle. That's Seth Rollins kind of shtick.
Cannonball.
And then, what did he do? Boom.
Stunner.
Boom.
Pins for the win.
Oh, look who got that one right. Look who got that one wrong.
I've not been very good this
You've
time.
not.
But it's for funsies. It's not a competition.
It totally is.
Scoreboard appears on the screen.
Wait, hey, that's not good. I have to get little tick marks. I'll count the tick marks on the bottom.
We'll just rank them up over a year and then have a championship for whoever got the most, which is definitely... So
just give it to me now.
Anything else on Kevin Owens and Ezekiel?
No. I'm sick and tired of talking about Ezekiel.
It's going to keep going because
sick of it.
Having a match to end this argument doesn't work because it doesn't achieve anything. What's the point? Don't get it. Anyway, we had another video package this time. Seth Rollins.
Ready for another recap package?
These things are so long.
Yeah.
They're like The whole life story, it is literally childhood through every stage of the career.
Baby photos included.
I know that the was it the heist of the century where Seth cashed in Money in the Bank? That was an incredible moment, but I didn't watch that, and I've seen it like 50 times.
Yeah, you haven't seen the actual match, but you've seen that moment.
I've seen it like 50 times. It's like, okay, I know, thank you.
Spin on.
Bye-bye.
Fast forward.
Speaking of, let's spin on.
Oh.
Next match, Liv Morgan, Finn Balor, and the phenomenal AJ Styles versus Judgment Day.
Boom.
Which is Edge, I didn't write it down, Edge, Rhea Ripley, and Damian Priest. Is it just Damian now? Have they changed it?
No, it's Damian
It's just
Priest.
Damian Priest.
It seems like the whole Damien side is gone.
Oh, thank goodness for that. Oh.
Thank you, Edge.
So they did this whole, like, Judgment Day introduction package thingy. And the thing that stood out to me was how many times they said,
Join us.
Join us. Now, okay, I'm going to try and be fair about it.
I just want to point this out. This is usually me, but
It's-
she's going to do it. She's pulling the trigger this time.
There's no, like, copyright or anything on phrases of 2 words, unless they're, like, super specific. But the Dark Order in AEW had the Join Us thing already.
Since, like, 2019.
To the point where it was part of their entrance music. And
I think it still is.
I think so, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it still is.
It was Join Us, and that was the phrase. It was like the catchphrase.
Well, do you remember they used to run those promos with normal people joining the Dark Order?
It was so good.
Yeah.
And I really, really like the Judgment Day gimmick. That faction is great.
Same.
But even if it's not like a legal thing that you can't use Join Us, I feel like it's a courtesy thing or an etiquette thing that if it's still like current in your major competitor, maybe you find a different choice of words.
One other thing that strikes me in the symbolism of that and the similarity of that, what are Judgment Day's colours?
It's like purple and black.
What are Dark Order's colours?
Purple and black. Oh. Even if just one of those things was different, right?
If you're taking judgment on someone, for me, you're kind of... You think of, again, going back slightly to the Punisher thing. The Punisher takes retribution on people, he takes punishment onto people, and there's usually a lot of blood involved. So if you're taking judgment on someone like that, wouldn't red and black work better?
Or even if you're leaning into the sort of the scales thing, could be gold and black. I think that's MVP's thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of... I know there's a huge amount of stuff that is sort of intellectual property, even if it isn't copyrighted or trademarked, but it's etiquette. I don't know.
I guarantee you, right, if Dark Order started using a pair of angels' wings on the screen when they come out, WWE would try suing them.
Yeah. If this worked the other way around with the Join Us thing, it would definitely... It wouldn't stand.
Tony Khan would just be like, whatever.
Yeah.
And he probably is. He's probably like, they're copying us, cool.
Yeah. Okay, so
anyway.
Saying that, I do really like the Judgment Day.
Yeah, same, yeah.
There was something weird about Rhea's outfit.
Yeah.
She had the sort of the black stuff, and it was like a pinky...
Yeah, it was a lot more pinky
sleeve,
purple, yeah.
Which didn't fit, it didn't match the others in the team, and sort of didn't go with what she was wearing. So you were speculating that maybe something happened with the gear.
Either her luggage is lost, because that's happened before, and she had to borrow a pair of Damian Priest's trousers.
Yeah.
Because he wears a lot of leather like Rhea Ripley does. Or maybe her gear just wasn't ready in time.
Yeah,
maybe the seamstress couldn't get it done.
So we'll probably find out in future matches if she ends up wearing the same thing. But it didn't quite look right, but that's fine.
I don't know why she wouldn't just default back to the old gear temporarily instead of wearing this really garish looking...
It was still purple, but it was pretty pink, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it was more closer to pink than purple in my mind.
Didn't go. But there we go.
I mean, that's purple.
It's aesthetic stuff. It doesn't really have a bearing on the match. And this match was really enjoyable. I really liked it. Again, everyone got a good showing in this.
Really good showing, yeah.
You really got to see, which you don't often, Liv Morgan's skills. And she is good. She just gets sidelined a bit and used
like
as
on the one-on-one matches,
yeah. So yeah, really enjoyed. We have this running thing where Finn Balor's involved, where if he's going for the coup de grace, you can tell if he's going to hit based on how quickly he climbs to the top rope. Although he's getting better, he's sort of getting quicker. I don't know if he's noticed it or not, but he goes for the coup de grace for, I think it was the second time.
Yes.
Near the end.
That's right.
And I wasn't actually sure if he was going to hit it or not. It was hit and miss.
He was kind of in middling the speed of slow and quick.
But then Rhea Ripley is standing in the way. Liv jumps on her back and basically just rides on her back out of the ring. Off they go. Then Finn goes for the coup de grace, but Edge has missed.
Yeah.
Edge has moved.
Edge has moved.
So he misses. Edge spears Finn and pins him for the win.
It's a great spear as well.
Oh, it was. Just that whole sequence just worked really well. It's sort of...
I still think it would have been cooler to have Finn jump over Rhea Ripley and miss.
That'd be cool, because she's tall.
And then have Liv sort of take her out of the equation and then Edge to smack.
That could have been good.
I think that would have been cool, because that would have shown Finn's talent, because he's great, especially off the top rope stuff, you know.
Maybe they can do that in the rematch.
I still think one of them's going to turn. I reckon it's Finn. I reckon he's going to join.
Possibly.
Judgment Day
because Finn was still lying in the ring at the end, and the three of Judgment Day were just looking at him. I was like, something's going to happen.
I still think
something's going to happen.
I mean, you think about the demon and Finn Balor and that dark side of the demon, the dark side of Finn Balor rather, which is obviously the demon. That to me fits in Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Now imagine a black and purple demon instead of the usual red and black.
Yeah. Because usually, whoever gets pinned sort of rolls out of the ring so that the winner gets the victory lap kind of thing. But he was there and they were watching. So it does look a little ominous. Could be leaning that way.
Maybe.
They
did make an allusion as well to Finn Balor and AJ Styles being in a certain club.
Yeah. They can't say it,
they
really want to say it.
They can't say it. But both Finn Balor, for anyone who doesn't know, both Finn Balor and AJ Styles were part of New Japan Pro Wrestling at points throughout their career. Both of them have been the leader of the Bullet Club, which is a very, very big popular faction. At the moment, Switchblade Jay White is the leader. Kenny Omega's been the leader. Cody Rhodes was the leader. Finn Balor and obviously AJ Styles, you know?
And they're still doing the too sweet.
And they're still doing the two... What was that?
I do it wrong.
Too sweet?
Missed. I don't do hand symbols right. You know this.
As for your question, no, you did not get that one right.
No, I didn't think I did.
Guess who did?
You.
Who's got two too sweets and got it right? Ow. Abuse, you saw it. Abuse. It's what I get all the time.
Backstage segment time. Bobby Lashley and Cedric Alexander. So they're just having a chat. Bobby comes in and he's asked Cedric, what's going on? Cedric explains that it wasn't anything personal interfering in the match. He's just fed up with MVP and Omos, and he's gonna stop relying on other people and stand on his own 2 feet.
So do you think now we're going to see Cedric Alexander versus Omos tomorrow night on Raw? Or tonight on Raw, technically?
Well, I hope not. The poor boy's gonna die.
But then, I don't know what's happened to Shelton Benjamin. What if he makes a comeback and this sort of... Because Shelton Benjamin's great. You know, he's been there for years. He's amazing. He's really good talent. I feel they underutilise Shelton Benjamin at the moment. Yeah. Anyway, carry on, sorry.
Yeah, Bobby it was quite nice that he's quite supportive. He's like, oh, good for you.
Just don't interfere with my matches again.
A really nice smile. Just never interfere in my matches again, alright?
So this goes either one of two ways, right? So Cedric fights Omos on MVP, or he takes exception to what Lashley just said just now, and he fights Lashley instead, which then frees up Omos on MVP to go and lose to someone else.
I think more likely to go the MVP and Omos route.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that exchange was more light-hearted and nothing behind
more
it. More
like a respect thing.
Yeah. Bobby could have decked him for interfering in the match, but he didn't. Oh, sorry. Sniffly. All right, next match. Madcap Moss versus Happy Corbin in a no-holds-barred match.
So this one wasn't on our prediction video because it was added on SmackDown.
Yes.
Oh, we weren't able to record after SmackDown, excuse me.
So we added our predictions into the description of the last video.
Of the predictions. Yeah.
And we both said Madcap Moss.
Correct.
It wasn't bad. There's something missing.
I was not invested in this match.
No. There was something
We've seen it too
wasn't
much.
right.
We've seen it way too much.
You know what was probably the thing that was missing? Tables.
Jokes?
Tables.
No.
Jokes were definitely missing because Madcap Moss is not a joker anymore. He's just Madcap now. I've got to remember that. Just Madcap.
Okay. They did actually pull the trigger on that. Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Which is weird because Madcap is the bit that relates to jokes. And now he doesn't joke. But
then
there we go.
His NXT name is Riddick Moss, and if his real name is Riddick, then they don't want to have real names.
Just
in
call
the
him
names.
Moss.
Would that be copyright infringement for the PlayStation game?
I doubt it.
Kind of looks like a little mouse.
He's way too cut for a mouse.
I don't know. That little mouse Moss is a badass.
Fair enough. Okay, yeah, the tables thing though. So, no holds barred match. They're getting chairs and stuff out, hitting each other with the stairs, blah, 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 blah. Obviously, the classic chant, "We want tables."
You can't have a hardcore match without "We want tables" chants.
No, it's like...
Heck, you get it in most matches in general.
Where was I going? Yeah, so no tables appear.
No.
And then Corbin goes under the ring. The crowd all rise on their feet, like, way!
Tables!
He brings out a chair, and they boo! The "We want tables" chant is a staple. I have never heard the crowd boo a chair.
You have now.
I have now. And then they started chanting asshole at Corbin because he brought chairs out.
Wow, can we use that word on this channel?
Tell us in the comments down below.
Alright, cool, okay.
It's what they said, okay?
I know.
Yeah, so no tables emerge the whole match. When usually you'd expect the face in the match to bring out a table and then they get a big pop from the crowd and they can do stuff with it. I don't know, it fell a bit flat and the crowd weren't happy. Properly weren't happy that there weren't any tables.
I don't quite know where they're going with Madcap. I wasn't a fan of the slave to Corbin, for lack of a better term. And I didn't really like the joke stuff because that was just awful.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
But what are they going with Madcap Moss right now?
Is he just another angry dude?
I don't know.
Are
they trying to recreate Stone Cold with the black trunks and black boots?
Because everything that sort of made him unique and stand out is gone now. Mm-hmm. He had the suspenders. No more suspenders. Wore a hat. No hat. No jokes.
No jokes. No jokes. No jokes.
That's not how it goes. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, the ending was pretty gnarly, I suppose.
I mean, it's just a repeat of what Corbin did to Madcap.
So Madcap put a chair around Corbin's neck, sort of thing, over his head, and then drove the steel steps into the chair to choke him.
I mean, it'd be something if he at least used another chair or jumped off the top onto it, because that would be something different.
Yeah.
But we're just getting the exact same thing in the reverse position. And I know it's all karma, what goes around comes around, but it hasn't got to be a direct repeat.
Mm-hmm. And then, as he's walking up the ramp, he's like, "Tell me about ambulances now." I think, oh, okay.
As Corbin's getting stretchered out.
A joke's back.
WrestleMania Hell in a Cell, ladies and gentlemen.
But actually, before he said that, he was like, "Come on, come at me." And it's like, the dude's on a stretcher.
Yeah, he's getting carted out. Idiot.
I don't know. I don't think he'd quite worked out what he was going to do.
I'd be interested to see who the producer of this match was.
Mm.
I get the feeling it might have been Michael Hayes.
Uh-huh. Oh, shall we have a little break?
We were both right on that one.
Whee! A little break.
Oh, we're doing this now?
Yeah, I think this is a good point for it.
Okay.
A little palate cleanser.
Okay.
The insides of the PLE. The insides of the PLE. the best segment on the show. The only segment on the show.
Only because Pat McAfee wasn't there.
Yeah.
Oh, it stands up. Ooh. Yeah, Rags fur.
Rags' fur is everywhere. Things are moving. Things are looking up for signs. They're looking up. They heard me. They've heard me these last few PLEs. And they're making some improvements.
Okay, what we got?
We're good. Okay. In third place. I worked OT for these seats. Overtime. If you're not sure what OT stands for.
I mean, to be fair, you're on the floor. They probably cost about $3,000, so yeah.
It was like 2 rows back, if that. 3 rows back.
Probably about 2 months worth of pay.
How much overtime? Put that in your sign next time, friend. We want to know how many extra hours you worked. How many hours of work week did you have to
I'd
work
literally laugh if you turned up with the next one with an actual amount on.
I would love it.
Then
we know
great.
he's a viewer.
Yeah.
Hi. Right, no, it shows real dedication and a love for wrestling. So I'm all about that. Good stuff. Okay, next one came out during the Kevin Owens and Ezekiel match.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen this man missing? There's a picture of Elias in his Elias gear. I mean, it's not particularly original, maybe, but I mean, it looked good. It looked like a proper missing poster. So good job.
I don't know that, but
It was a good effort. Good effort. Not just words. They had a picture, proper photograph on it.
I probably a better Photoshop on that sign than the actual photo they put out with Elias and Ezekiel.
Probably. First place, and I'm going to need your help to explain this one through.
Okay.
Because this is a bit meta.
Oh, this is, yeah, okay.
Explain 358/2 days then.
So, on, I think it was Rampage,
Yes.
about a month and a bit ago, there was a sign from someone in the crowd that said something along the lines of Kingdom Hearts isn't that complicated.
Yes.
358/2 days is a Kingdom Hearts game. I believe it was one of the DS games. I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was one of the DS games. But yeah, so I've not played it.
I'm gathering it's quite complicated.
I'd imagine so, yeah. Maybe we should ask. We've got a couple of friends who play Kingdom Hearts.
Yes.
We have to hit them up and ask
Gotta
them.
get some education. But, I mean, the signs are talking to each other across different promotions.
companies, yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is amazing. I can't wait to see whether...
Do you know what that means, Leanne? The forbidden door is open!
The forbidden door, the forbidden
It's the
sign
forbidden door of signs!
I can't wait to see whether our friend on AEW Rampage is going to respond again.
You imagine there's just like 3 things strapped together and he's got like trying to hold this sign up
Just
to
the whole plot
explain
of
it.
this game. So good. Yes, signs are back. There weren't a huge amount, but there's enough to do 3 that I'm happy with, so we good.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the end signs of the PLE. The end signs of the PLE. Blah. There it goes. That sign gets a lot of punishment. Maybe I should just take that one to Clash of the Castle.
Oh yeah, we got tickets to Clash of the Castle, so I think we mentioned it last time, but...
So excited. All right then. Boo, boo, boo. Oh, are you ready for another recap?
Oh, recap!
Bianca Belair. Oh wait, we've seen this one. Multiple times. What I don't get is why,
Fast forward.
if they're doing a recap or a video package for a wrestler, why don't they just do it before that wrestler's
You said a banned
match?
word.
Sports
Superstar!
entertainer.
Superstar!
Stop with that. If they're doing a package for a superstar, why not put it in front
You're
of
gonna
that
get us fired.
superstar's match?
Wait,
You have to
we
get
can't
fired.
be fired because you're not hired. You're going to get us banned. We'll be as banned as that word is in WWE.
Could be some street cred though, right? Be
True.
some good stuff.
This is
Get
true.
views. Clickbait. Clickbait.
Come on, Vince, I dare you, ban it.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Come
I
at
don't
us,
know.
Nick Khan.
Weird.
Johnny Laurinaitis.
Next match.
We'll be banned quicker than Naomi and Sasha Banks. Woo-hoo! Or MJF if you want to swing the other way. Continue.
Theory versus Mustafa Ali for the United States Championship. I didn't really have much on this. It wasn't a terrible match. It was alright. They did some good stuff. But I had no interest in it whatsoever.
We are heading to a festival on Wednesday. And we ended up talking more about the festival during this match than we did really... Because we weren't invested in it.
It's the Theory's whole storyline.
Shtick. It's...
Yawn. Mustafa Ali.
Can you see what that says? Yawn.
Oh, you've actually written yawn.
There was absolutely no way Mustafa Ali was winning that match.
No.
And they dicked him over hard in front of his hometown.
Yeah. And the thing is,
there's
Mustafa
no
Ali
worse
is good.
way to dick over someone that has asked for their release multiple times, has been quite public about it, has been denied it, and they just keep you there to stop you going elsewhere. And what do? You punish them by making them lose to Theory in his hometown. Nah, that's crap.
Mustafa Ali has got crazy talent, and he's just being...
abused.
Yeah.
I'll say it. Abused.
Much.
Mustafa Ali should start sending out tweets saying #MeToo.
Gonna get us cancelled. I'll get us banned. You get us cancelled. We'll get the bingo cards.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean... yeah.
House.
Theory does have some in-ring talent.
Not a lot.
He can do some stuff.
Do you know what talent he has got? Taking selfies and looking like the Fiend without a mask on.
Yeah, very true. Mustafa Ali has definitely got in-ring talent.
Yeah.
And for them to be in a match and to not grip me.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm a little distracted at the moment, but...
To be fair, it was that... The problem is with Hell in a Cell is it didn't even run that long. No. But it just felt a bit short. It felt quite flat.
Yeah.
It didn't have those peaks that you really need.
Yeah. Well, Theory gets an A-Town down on Mustafa Ali and pins him for the win.
Surprise, surprise. We both had that one right. I think
correct. Theory pins for Theory after A-Town down. What does that mean?
I think the problem is that at this point, I've got everything predicted correctly.
Yeah, that's not good.
And I'm just seeing it. And even when you're going, Bianca Belair's going to pin Asuka. Yeah. Cedric Alexander's going to interfere. It's just too black and white on the page. And I just kind of lost... the wind was taken completely out of the sails.
Yeah. I'm quite lucky sort of not being as clued into it. Or maybe having my my wishful thinking interfere a bit much in my predictions. But at least it means that I'm not predicting everything exactly as it's happening. Because that's got to take the fun out of it.
Which is where AEW is fun for me. Yeah. Because they do a lot of stuff that isn't that predictable.
Yeah. It's one thing being able to say, haha, I was right. But it's another thinking, oh, I knew everything that was going to happen this whole thing. Oh, well, there we go. Something that probably wasn't predicted exactly has happened anyway. The main event.
Hey, Leanne. It's time for the main event.
We're going to do that every time now. We had Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins in a
the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Versus Seth freaking Rollins.
There we go.
I'm just saying names.
Seth freaking Rollins is his name. Did you not see it?
Oh, yes. But it's got little thingies around it.
It's still part of the name.
Fine. Hell in a Cell match.
The only one.
It's a pay-per-view.
It's like Highland.
It's a premium live event called Hell in a Cell. They've only got one Hell in a Cell.
Talk about me getting us cancelled.
No, I'm getting us banned. You're getting us cancelled. It still works. Yeah, they need more. More Hell in a Cell matches.
I was going to say something, I can't remember who it was.
Was it that they need more Hell in a Cell matches?
It probably was.
Probably. Yeah. Okay, so Seth Rollins' outfit. He's wearing polka dots.
Not just any polka dots.
The polka dots.
Black and yellow.
Which is obviously Cody's late father.
The great American Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah. Getting in Cody's head.
I like that angle of that. I like that psychology aspect of that.
That is cool.
I feel that they would have played that up more if it wasn't for...
Oh, Cody.
Yeah, which Leanne's going to cover in a second.
Cody got injured in a match. Which match?
It was a scuffle on Raw with Seth.
Slight tear in the pec on his right side. I think it's right side.
Yeah, that's right. I'd correct you if you're wrong.
Then he was training and was lifting weights and tore it off the bone. It's bad. I mean, when was it? Like 2 days ago, maybe?
Possibly.
2 days before the event?
It got announced yesterday, so it might have happened on Friday or yesterday.
Really soon before the event. So Cody comes out, he's got his robe on. You can just see like the inklings of a bruise.
Well, it's more like a coat, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Because I'd seen this previously, the image of it.
Because they've talked on, the announcers have talked about the fact that he's injured, that he's hurt his pec, and he's still doing this match. He gets to the ring. He's not lifting his right arm.
Yeah, he's kind of hanging it.
Takes off the coat, and the bruise is insane. I've not seen a bruise like it. It's a deep, deep pink purple, and it's...
No, purple,
like,
you're right.
The whole of that side of the chest, and the whole of the arm down to the elbow. It looks horrible. And all I'm thinking is, why are you here?
Why did the doctors clear him? They shouldn't have.
No, it's one
Ridiculous.
thing having the commitment to the crowd and to the business and to your opponent to show up and carry on. But with that sort of injury, you could do so much more damage if you're not resting up. That it could take
that's probably going to need surgery.
Months to heal.
It's going to need surgery to reattach that to the bone. I'm sure when Triple H did it, he had to have surgery.
But it's like, if the injury happens, get surgery. Maybe you're out a month or two. I don't know.
I think it's more than
a few months.
You think about where it is and that constant movement.
Yeah.
6 maybe.
If you keep going and do more damage, it could take like a year or something.
Could it cost you your career? Let's be honest.
Is it worth it?
No, it's not. It's really not.
This whole match was just hard to watch.
Kind of skipping to the not giving away the ending of the match yet, but after the match, Cody addressed the crowd and he said something along the lines of, "This was my decision solely alone.
No one forced me to."
I don't know if I believe that.
Not entirely.
I think Vince would have said, "Look, if you don't want to do it, it's fine," but
yeah. I think Vince is probably a master at making people think it's their own decision.
And then Cody's like, well, if I want that title, I gotta show I do everything I need to do.
Because he must feel like he's on the precipice of, like you were saying, being stuck in catering. Because he's come from a different company and he's like walking all over everyone, blah, 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 blah. But,
as soon as that crowd falls flat on him, he will be down on the main event, he will be under the mid-card again.
And sort of skipping a match for an injury, no matter how big, it must be quite hard in a wrestler's mind to sort of remember that there's still going to be a job for them when they come back.
Well,
maybe not in the WWE.
Well,
I don't know. You know what I mean, though.
Yeah.
It's that insecurity and that it's bad enough just like having an office job and be like, well, if I go off work too much, I'm gonna get fired. If you miss an important match on a premium live event in front of loads and loads of people who have spent a lot of money to go, that's got to be hard to do.
I'll give Vince credit where it's due. He looks after the talent.
Yeah.
Even past talent. There was a point, I think it was Barry Windham. I think it was like a heart attack or a stroke or something, and he was in hospital, couldn't pay his bills because he couldn't work, and Vince paid all his bills for him, paid all his medical fees. So he looks after the guys that he values. Well, probably all of them, but I don't think this was worth it.
No, I don't think so. It was so hard to watch. Just every movement looked agonizing.
When that belt smack across his chest,
Yeah, if you're squeamish, I probably wouldn't. If you're really squeamish, I wouldn't watch it, because I'm not squeamish at all, and it just...
Yeah, it was uncomfortable.
You could feel it. And
you could see the pain in his face.
Yeah.
And you said, like, he's probably on painkillers, and I'm like, I don't think he would be, because you need to know the limits of the injury. Maybe anti-inflammatories.
Yeah, quite possibly.
But that would probably be it.
And even you could see both Cody and Seth were sort of doing things in a way that was going to be more careful.
They slowed that pace right down.
The pace was slow, but it needed to be.
Yeah, and I feel that it was a decent match for what they were able to do. It could have been so much better if the injury wasn't there.
Yeah, if he was in full strength, it would have been amazing.
But yet, you still got people going, match of the year, match of the year. What match were you watching? The match should never have happened.
No, it shouldn't. I think people are going to put Cody on a pedestal for doing that with an injury, where that would set really bad expectations for other wrestlers who get injured and should be resting. They should stop. And if they see that, Cody did this Hell in a Cell match with a torn peg, so why can't I do something
I've only got
with
a torn ACL. I might as well go out and wrestle.
Or like a fractured ankle. Or
and then they start hiding it from the doctors.
Yeah,
and that's the problem. And then you spiral back to stuff like Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
You know, and this has been viewed a million times. He won that gold medal in '96 with a broken freaking neck. Okay, he's had problems with that ever since. Okay,
he shouldn't have done it.
Back in 2000, the early 2000s, sort of early to mid 2000s, he was wrestling. He was in a really bad shape, and he was popping pain pills like there was no tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that's what it's going to become. It's going to become that thing where, like, someone's going to have an injury, they're going to tear something or pull a muscle. Oh, I'll just pop some pain pills, it's fine.
Your health should always be a priority.
Yeah, but then we get Kurt Angle, who was addicted to pain pills.
Yeah.
Jeff Hardy, who was addicted to pain pills and then became drugs and alcohol. Chris Benoit, who was doing steroids to rehab stuff, and look what happened there. It's a bad precedent to set. It really shouldn't have happened.
No,
I'm adamant that should not have happened.
Some positives.
I know that, every card that they do say, card is subject to change.
Yeah.
Change the match.
The crowd would have been fine. If they're like, Cody's got a really bad injury, he needs to rest, so this person's going to be in the match instead. They would have understood.
The one trick you would have to do with that is show the injury. Show the bruise, and then people are like, fair enough. Stick someone else in the match.
Yeah,
you've got a massive roster at the back, most of which are not being used for a premium live event. There were 2 title matches.
Yeah.
There's like 8 or 9 titles in WWE.
That makes sense. Why, Cody, why?
Anyway.
Yeah, let's some positive, fun things about the match. There was a moment where Cody had Seth in, I think it was in some sort of ankle lock or figure 4 kind of thing. Seth managed to get himself so that he was outside the ring in the cage, sort of leaning back, reaching under the ring, and manages to find a toolbox. Tries to grab it, it flies open and there's stuff everywhere, and he's flailing around upside down trying to get something to use.
Seth, you spanner.
Seth has toolbox trubs, but in the situation, I felt it was quite a realistic sort of view of what would have happened, so I quite enjoyed those.
I think
trubs.
It was a figure 4. I think you're right on that one.
I think figure 4.
It definitely wasn't a sharpshooter because he wouldn't have reached down. It was definitely Cody was flat on his back.
Okay. So there was a thank you Rollins chant at one point because Seth got a table out.
Table!
They loved it. They've been waiting for a table all night. Seth got a table out. He's now a face. He is the crowd's favourite because he got a table.
Should have had a match with Seth wrestling a table. That would have appeased the crowd.
Yeah, they'd have loved it, and it'd probably been safer. Next I've written, this match needs more cowbell. They got a bull rope out, which was Dusty Rhodes, a Rhodes family kind of
Dustin's
staple,
done it as well.
Isn't it?
They're from Texas, kind of.
Yeah. So
cow steer wrangling.
So they had this long rope with a wrist strap at each end, cowbell in the middle. So they're using that to hit each other and drag each other.
That's some good sounds.
And, it's good. Cowbell's always a good sound, right? I
think Christopher Walken's sitting home and he's like, yes, I've been waiting for this all year.
Cowbell match. Good stuff. So at some point, Sledgehammer becomes involved.
Seth grabs it.
It gets, like, chucked about quite a bit. Bouncing all over the place. Eventually, Cody manages to get a hit on Seth with it. And pins him to win. So, yeah, I mean... I'm not going to say it was a good match. Because it was so hard to watch. It was painful to watch, and it shouldn't have happened. Mm-hmm. But I will give credit that both Cody and Seth did a great job at doing what they could with what they had, and being safe as they could. I mean, there's no way you could have done that without touching it or hitting it or tweaking it, but they did what they could, and I guess it's the circumstances they were in, and they put on a good show. But don't do it again, guys. Go see a doctor, Cody.
I think Cody's going to be out for at least 6 months.
Oh, yeah.
He did say in that after address thing to the crowd that he'll give an update at Raw tonight.
So at the end, he couldn't even stand up, Cody. He couldn't. He was like, looked like he was on the verge of tears, understandably. And I'm just like yelling at the TV, just go to the back, go to the doctor. Don't worry about the crowd, just go.
Like you've not broken a bone before, have you?
I haven't.
I've broken my collarbone.
Yeah.
And that hurt like the dickens. To tear a muscle off the bone and then go like 20 odd minutes in a match with bumps and belt straps and all this kind of luck. Nah.
Nope. So, I mean, Hell in a Cell.
On the plus side, we both got that match right. So you got 4 right.
That's not bad.
And I got all 7 right.
You did.
Do I get bonus points for the Cedric and the pinning Asuka thing?
Yeah, I think you do.
So I get like 9 points.
9 points.
Whoop!
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Nearly 10. So I think as far as Hell in a Cell goes, it was pretty much close to hell, but not in a good way. Ups and downs, some good stuff. Some stuff I'd never want to see again.
Yeah.
And some stuff I don't want to see again, but probably will. But that's WWE. All right, favourite match.
Go on, you first.
Oh, no, you go first. I asked.
Well, no, because you'll copy me, so. She's very impressionable.
I need to read my notes. What did I say was very good? The Judgment Day match. Yes, that one.
I agree.
Liv Morgan, Finn Balor, AJ Styles versus Judgment Day. Yes.
I think that was the best match because it had everything start to finish that you needed. If the ending for the women's title match was better, that would have been
it would have been close.
Really close.
Yeah, you're right.
But that ending just took that air right out of the room.
Flat.
Yeah.
And it wasn't what we wanted to see. No. Even if it's what you predicted to see, it wasn't what you wanted to see.
No. But you know, I can deal with Bianca winning as long as it's done decently.
Yeah, like put the effort in. Don't just steal someone else's pin.
Yeah. At least drag Asuka up and give her the kiss of death.
Just do like one extra move and we'll be fine with it.
Done.
Oh well. But there we go.
Anyway.
Yeah, great. Anything else you wanted to put in on Hell in a Cell?
Nope.
No. Wow. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please.
Let's throw a spanner in the works, shall we? What's our next wrestling video going to be, Leanne?
Money in a Bank?
Nope.
Ooh. Wait, are we doing Forbidden Door?
We are. It's a pay-per-view.
We're doing Forbidden Door next.
It's a pay-per-view. That's in...
Second time lucky.
3 weeks? 2 weeks? 2 weeks.
Woo! We got to get ready. Let's go.
Is it 2 weeks? It's 26th this on.
Yes, it's probably in 2 weeks.
Oh, it's just shy of
20
3.
days.
Just shy of 3 weeks, yeah.
Oh, we'll be back
and
soon.
Hell in a Cell. WrestleMania Money in the Bank's the week after.
WrestleMania Money in the Bank. Oh, thanks for watching. Please comment below. Let us know some stuff. What do we want to know? What do you want to see happen next with Seth Rollins now that Cody's out, presumably?
Maybe he'll start fighting with Ezekiel. God.
Let us know in the comments. Is Ezekiel really Elias's younger brother, or is it Elias? What do you
reckon
think?
Seth Rollins will petition now to be inside the Money in the Bank match, one of the Money in the Bank matches.
Yeah.
I don't know how many they're holding this year. Last year there was a men and the women's. Previous years there's been Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
They're probably going to stick with men and women.
I expect so, yeah.
So I think he'll go for that and be like, well, I put Cody Rhodes on the shelf, blah, 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 blah.
He was injured when he walked into your match, come on.
Well, he technically got injured during the brawl with Seth Rollins, so...
But then he did it to himself with weightlifting, I don't know. Anyways, yes, let us know in the comments. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell to be notified when we drop new videos. Follow us on socials. We post stuff there sometimes. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, and we're on Facebook. And our details are in the description below. Is that everything?
Think so.
Great. Well, thank you again. And until next time...
Don't wrestle with torn packs.
I was going to say that.
Oh.
Bye!